So I do have some rebels, and I do have several different types of animals lined up throughout my base, mainly because of missions. So we're probably going to start with some of our plasma units in these raptors. So, definitely going to want to throw out the turret. One of our plasma troopers here. And I'm also going to throw out a field technician just to see how it sort of compares in battle. Just to see what that's like. Going to throw out our plasma artillery and our plasma tanks. So let's just see how this works out here. So the unfortunate thing about all these plasma units, including the field tech, is that they do have some prep time that you have to wait for. So let's see if there's anything ready. Alright, so we got our plasma shot here. So this is basically the plasma shot, sort of like a targeted attack. It does the little 4 square thing. That was some good damage. That was some good damage, I have to admit. And now we're going to try our field tech and compare that. Alright, there was a dodge there. That's alright. And now we're going to compare that directly to the damage that this plasma troop does. Alright, so it got a crit in the back there. You can call that a little bit lucky. I'm not completely sure on the critical chances for each of these, but I'm pretty sure they're very similar. So there you have the damage there. The field tech seemed to do a little bit more damage. There's our plasma turret there. Pretty consistent. It's basically the same thing as the plasma trooper, except it has way more immunities, and it is an ignorable form. So now we're going to try out this broad artillery plasma. See, that's what I was talking about, guys. They do have a larger chance to dodge, or this does have a larger chance to miss as well. Which I'm not the biggest fan of, but that's alright. We're going to try out our plasma tank here. Alright, so many of these units are actually very similar. The field tech, the turret, the tank, and the trooper are all basically almost the same thing, except they just have a few different attacks.
One thing I want to point out is you can see the plasma tank does take 2 turns to kind of get into the whole flow of being able to attack. Usually when you're using these units in boss strike, or whenever you use them, they're usually not any of your first 2 attacks. That's, I know Michael said we like to attack a wide variety of units to start out, to kind of lower the health. So if that's something that you're not worried about, I think the plasma tank could be pretty nice. But if you do like to use your mega tanks a lot, then I'd stick with the mega tank.
It's just that these units at rank 1, they just don't seem to really be that great. But I've heard from some of my guildmates that they are pretty easy to rank up as long as you know what you're doing as far as ranking them up wise. But once they do get to higher levels, they're going to be much better than this, guys. Especially when they get their better attacks, like the artillery plasma cannon and the plasma tank. They get 2 different attacks. I'm going to have to experiment with those a little bit later.
And also one thing for the tanks, if you are looking to invest in a certain kind of tank, since their nano values are about the same, my megas are rank 6, so once we get a rank 6 plasma tank that Michael has, we can kind of compare them side to side, see which one does more damage and which one's better to invest in.
So you can see right there, guys, the SP isn't that bad considering that's just only 198 SP right there. It seems like it's going to take a little bit longer to get this plasma tank ranked up than, let's say, the turret or the artillery. But, you know, that just comes with the tank sort of vibe that it has. So now we're going to test this on some actual enemies. We're also going to try out our other units. So there's now going to be a wide variety of units that we can test this out on. I'm not going to use the turret for this. Or actually, let me go grab my electric fence. And let me grab plasma trooper. Plasma tank and plasma artillery. And then our Spire Wasp. And so just to make sure that we don't get completely annihilated, I'm probably going to throw out just a couple of mech troops just to be safe. Or actually just one, you know. And then I don't want the turret to get, I don't want our units to get injured here. So I'm probably just going to throw out a Mega, put this behind. So this seems like a good, pretty good setup. What I don't really understand story-based wise is how these rebels have plasma. I know the forums have been questioning that. Some people don't really understand that. And I agree with them. I don't really know how the rebels got the plasma. So that was displaying the second attack of the Spire Wasp Warrior there. That was sort of its large base attack. We're not going to get a chance to actually use the main attack, but it's very similar except it just attacks one unit.
And now you're gonna be able to see what the plasma tank can do against the mega tank. So if you're concerned about taking out heavy tanks like that, you'll be able to see what kind of damage it can do.
So of course you can expect that armor piercing because it is plasma, but it did okay damage. I mean, I would much prefer a Mega, actually, because usually the crit rate is just larger.
But also, considering the fact that it is only rank 1, it's kind of interesting because it did 202 damage, and usually for a Mega, you kind of get that damage towards rank 5 and rank 6. So it might be interesting to see what kind of damage the Plasma Tank can do when it's ranked up. But we'll just have to wait and see about that.
As you just saw right there, the Artillery Plasma Cannon can actually hit air units, and it's great for taking down those types of air units. Mainly just because of its fire DOT damage. It has a 40% chance on its main attack, and then a 60% chance once you have your, as it was displayed right there, once you get your second attack for it. So it is actually pretty good second attack. Just in comparison to the, it would be more like a rocket launcher, not the minigun attack. I mean, it was okay. That's just sort of how I feel about these units at this point. They're just sort of okay.
Also, if you're a person who likes to use fences in sentinel fights or in your boss fight formations to kind of absorb some of the damage, absorb some of the damage that your units take as a meat shield, then I would suggest investing in the electric fence because of the fact that it can attack, it can stun, and actually does some damage. It's a lot better, and I think it might have more health, more hit points than the normal portable wall at rank 6. Also,
it does.
That'd also be nice. So
which is actually great. That's a great point to talk about, Steven, because the electric fence at rank 6 has a combined total HP value of 1,035 health. Which, it sounds like really massive, and it actually is one of the top, I think top 5 in the game. But, the Mega and the Plasma Tank, as far as they go on health, the Plasma Tank has 10 more HP at max rank than the Mega, so there's not a big difference there. So, yeah. Just another dodge there. You know, I'm just going to finish this up. So it sort of goes to show this, the plasma units are very like the other sort of series units that we see, like the Railgun series or the Laser series, or even the Chemical series that we saw. They need to be ranked up to be better. That's sort of what I'm saying here. They just need to be ranked up.
We'll be able to see a little better what kind of damage they can do and what they can really do once they are a higher rank. But for now, we're just kind of getting an overview on like the potential that they will have. And you're gonna also want to, in this fight, put the warrior in the front row so you can look at its main attack, see what kind of damage it can do.
Here, actually, I want to test something out. Because I did happen to get one of these railgun tanks. And then, unfortunately, I also got the laser tank. So we're just going to compare these sort of series units. They all have almost the same sort of armor piercing. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do. So first we're going to start with Railgun. Way more armor piercing than Plasma. And then of course this laser tank's just a joke. I mean that's not. What is this?
Yeah, don't buy any of those if you haven't bought them already.
Yeah, most units that usually come out of like the optics facility or just its own individual like sort of training area, even the Frontier units or the Bigfoots, except if they're really high level, they're not going to be that great. Let's try this out. And another dodge. That unfortunately seems to be a recurring theme with all these units. They seem to miss a lot of their attacks.
But the second tag is also a nice attack, because it does attack a wide variety of units. So that is kind of nice if you want to combo it with a Legendary Mammoth, the Yow, can't remember what the specific name for that is, or the melee attack on the Tank Crusher. It would be nice to kind of see how those units go along with each other.
Okay, so let's see if... Oh, and it didn't dodge it. Alright, so that was interesting. Miss, dodge. Alright, we're actually going to want to get out of here because we don't want our warrior going down.
You saw mainly what these guys can all do, so I don't think we needed to continue that, really.
Yeah, that was just overall a demonstration of how much missing and dodging these units can do. So we're just going to show some stats now on these units, just some basic stats you're going to see here. We're going to outline the max damage, the health, and just the max damage on the main attack. The main attack is basically the attack with either the most damage or the attack that's unlocked right away, in the case of the artillery plasma cannon. So those are just going to pop up right now. And we're also going to show you some side-by-side comparisons. I did compare a couple of the units, their overall stats. Like I compared the Plasma Troop to the Plasma Technician, and then I also compared the Plasma Artillery, the Artillery Plasma, whatever, to the prestigious unit, the Peacemaker, and just the overall damage differences on those. And then I also compared the prestigious version of the Plasma Turret, which would be the Laser Turret. And so you're going to see that the Laser Turret pales in comparison to the Plasma Turret. Plasma Turrets do have a big advantage because of their many immunities, and so the Laser Turret is just very fragile when it goes down right away. It was more designed just to be sort of more of a suicide unit. It just goes out there right away and just takes a huge shot. Although I don't really know if you can classify 252 to 308 as huge, depending on what sort of units you have. But, yeah, compared to the Plasma, it's just not as good. The Plasma Technician, it does have a little bit better of stats in some areas than the Plasma Troop, but you're going to see that right now. And I also compared just the artilleries to each other. So, yeah, guys, this was the Battle Nations Bros. We just wanted to show off a few of the new 4.0 units. I know you're asking yourself right now, well, why didn't they show off the boss drops? Well, that's because we don't have them. And we're not really going to do a review, for a while at least, on those units until we can possibly secure them.
Because we have 0 frags. No Sentinel frags. I have no Construct frags. He has, like, 4 Dexters. It's just unfortunate. But when we do, in case you guys would be interested, feel free to let us know in the comments if you want us to... show you guys
do a video on those boss drops. But we're very unlucky people, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, guys, if you did enjoy this video and you liked what you saw here, learned some new stats on these units, just remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Also, leave some suggestions on what you guys want to see in the future. And yeah, guys, this is the Battle Nations Bros, and we are out.